Rudy! Um, I actually don't have any content today, so I just wanted to put a video out. You guys having a good day? I don't know what is this. Hope nobody watches this. Actually, I do have an idea. Okay, we can talk about something today, folks. Rudy, I'm concerned. I know nobody cares about Modern Horizons. It's been out for like 3 whole days. That's like 14 years in Wizards of the Coast time. I know. I get it. Calm down. Rudy, are you worried about this whole expected value price drop thing that's happening? I'm a little worried about that. Are you worried? I'm seeing expected values now like $230 based on like TCG mid, which is like the holy grail of price monitoring. You know it can't be manipulated. It's legit. Are you concerned? Because it was at like 280, 300, and now we're down to like 230 for expected value for Modern Horizons. Should I be concerned? Well, if you don't mind me asking you guys, what exactly are you concerned with, and what exactly do you expect to happen? What exactly is happening now with Modern Horizons that's different than every other Magic release? Expected value, the number, supply, and how the market accepts it. What exactly is different? I'm sorry, am I missing something? Because last time I checked, the set is not limited like an Ultimate Masters. They said they're going to make more. And even then, the last time I checked, most distributors sold an astonishing large amount. A couple of distributors still have some product, but overall, it's pretty good. The market accepted it, and quite a bit of product was moved. And I think you're asking the wrong question if you're wondering what I think about the expected value of the singles. I don't think that's really the right question to ask. I think what we all need to be focused on is, okay, it's over and done with. I know, right? First of all, Core 2020 spoilers literally like 3 days after release. Good Lord. Nobody wastes any time anymore. Like, man, they just really, that machine to just crank out the cards and money just doesn't stop. Hasbro, you can picture the Hasbro overlords. Good, excellent. Keep sucking that money. That gets a giggity. So, I think the real question everyone needs to wonder about this is simply one thing. And that is, what's going to happen when the restocks of Modern Horizons show up in maybe a month from now, and then in 6 months from now when they do another, maybe a third restock? What is going to happen? Is it true? Is it going to be like a 20% the original size? Which even then, that's a lot of boxes. If we estimate there was 250 to 300,000 boxes on release, even if the 20% restock comes true, that's probably going to be like 50,000 boxes. 50,000 boxes divided up by, let's say, 5 distributors, a few offset distributors going to Amazon, some MJ holdings. That gives each distributor quite a few thousands. I mean, you're looking at like 10,000 boxes per drop-off, and then that distributor splits it up between their warehouses. That's still quite a bit of boxes. And, I'm not sure the market's going to be willing to absorb that. I mean, for me right now, I'm waiting to just next wave. If I get 100, 200 boxes, I'm going to keep them for myself, since I pretty much remember release on things that I can actually get a lot of. I supply the patrons and they get all their products. Now, anything that comes in the future, if it's only like 100 to 200 boxes, that'll be my investment long term, most likely. Now, again, that may not happen. If I get all these calls and distributors start saying, Rudy, we got, how many boxes do you want? We can do 1,000. And every distributor wants to give me like 1,000 boxes, and it comes up to be like 3,000, 4,000 boxes. I mean, I don't need that many. I don't want that many. And that's too much capital to put into any one trading card product, period. So it makes you step back and say, okay, so the most important thing here that we're asking ourselves is, what is going to happen with the restocks? The restocks is pretty much the backbone of a quote-unquote printed demand set. This has nothing to do with the singles. Everybody's like, oh, Rudy, have you seen the Horizon lands? They're still averaging 10, 20 bucks a piece. Okay, that seems pretty good. I think that's about where they should be. I don't think they should be below 10. I don't think they should be above 20, 30. I think it's too high. I think the 10 to 20 range, some are a little higher, some are a little lower, but I think that's the correct kind of range to be in. As far as the mythics, same thing. I think these mythics should be between 10, 20, 30 range. Even the top tier First Sliver and Urza. I don't think they should be really over. I think $30, $40 is the max that something like this should be. during an in-print restock cycle time period. Now in the future, when we officially know there's no more, distributors can't get it, and we can all move on with our lives, that'll be by what, core 2028, and 14 more sets in between. You know, when that happens, nobody's even going to care, no one's going to remember it, no one's even going to be talking about it. But if and or when that day comes, then we can focus more on the singles and say, okay, if we turn the valve off, and these are the prices, where do we stand? What can we do based on these prices? With this level, if this Urza and first sliver is $20, and we know this set's going out of print, remember it's not standard, there's no standard rotation, based on those data points, now we have to say, based on how many we think are out there, how many are on eBay, TCG Player, your local Walmart, LGS, your local Winn-Dixie and Publix and grocery store, you know, you have to determine how many Urzas are hiding in the produce aisle. And once you can figure that out and add it up everywhere, you can say, okay, I can see there's 500 of these cards available. That's a lot just on the open market, because you can probably assume there's going to be 20, 30 times that in private collections. So then you can say, okay, if no more boxes, what we see is what there is. And that's when you can really focus more on the single cards, because this is exactly what happened with Battle Bond in Conspiracy 2. Battle Bond had a lot of great cards, but the prices stayed overall suppressed, averaged around $100, $110, but Battle Bond never dropped below that $80, $90 price point, which was the actual selling price at launch. I remember when I was selling them to the patrons, I was selling Battle Bond for $84.99. It never really dropped below that price. And the people, and I remember people saying, Rudy, expected value of Battle Bonds only like $100. It never really dropped below past that. There was like a support there. And I think it was because there wasn't an unlimited print run, even though it kind of was not limited. It really didn't matter. And then, of course, as we all know now, because we can look back, and that's history, and that's data, we can assume that right when that happened, what happened? Moving forward, all the singles started to slowly inflate in value, because people who wanted the cards, there's only one way to get them. You buy a $150 Battle Bond booster box, which I think Battle Bond was $200 now. You buy that and try to open and crack and gamble, which is fun, but not the most financially responsible. Or you start buying the singles. People start buying the singles is most likely what happens. Then they get removed from the market, and then, of course, it slowly inflates the secondary market. You know, the secondary market, the thing that Wizards can't talk about, that's what happens. And I genuinely think Modern Horizons is going to follow this exact trajectory, everybody. Again, the number one most important thing is always going to be what is going to be the supply of the set. People focus so much, like, Rudy, the expected value is at 300. It's down to 230. What do we do? Nothing. I mean, are you flipping the cards? Are you trying to rush them on the market? Well, I mean, it depends on, everybody has different goals. If you bought 100 boxes, you cracked all the boxes, all your cards are on eBay and TCG Player, and you need to get that money back as soon as possible to pay your credit card, then yeah, the expected value and these daily price drops in the market diluting and deflating is a big deal for you. But for the rest of us, if you're just sitting, I know a lot of my patrons, they buy the boxes, they'll buy a case from me, they'll open 1 or 2 boxes, they'll usually draft one, they open another one with friends and family, and they usually keep 2 or 3 boxes sealed. They kind of do like a half and half thing. Sometimes they sell the singles from the stuff they open to help pay for, offset the ones they keep sealed. Other times they just keep the whole thing sealed because they just like the product and they like to have it for the future, or they like to invest or collect, which is anything you want to do is fine. There's nothing wrong with any of these things. But you have to remember the most important thing, everyone, is, and I'm going to go on record, I could be wrong, my opinion is Wizards is going to play this very conservative. I've said this since release. I know we're 3 days past release, but nobody cares because it's about core 2020. I genuinely think the most important thing is going to be the size of the restocks. That is the number one backbone of the entire Modern Horizon economy, period. And that's all that really all of these conversations come down to. If it's printed into oblivion, all the singles will continue to get diluted and create a lot of negative experiences. Which is why, number 2, I don't think Wizards is going to take that route because it's too risky on a product with this high of a price point. It's too risky. But again, I know what you guys are going to say. These are the same people that did Iconic Masters 25, which is Iconic 2.0. I know. I've heard it all. These are the same people who've done that. So if that's the case, then I am going to be wrong. But I'm willing to place my bet that Magic's booming. They're going to play it more conservative. And they're right now, Wizards doesn't care. They got the numbers, the sales are done. Here's a few little piddly restocks. Who cares? Look, Core 2020. There's spoilers. That's all that matters. Don't look over here. Oh, Commander 2019. Oh, another set. Oh, Commander Anthology. That's all that's going to matter. I genuinely think that's what people care about. Other than that, I'm going to go touch myself. I don't know what else to tell you guys.